In this video, I will be showing you how to create a correct and accurate technical drawing, border, and title block. For this, you will need a standard 8.5 inch by 11 inch sheet of paper, a ruler, pencil, and a quality eraser. We're going to start off by creating our border. The border itself is a 1/2 inch border. Since we are not using a T-square for this, we are going to measure from the top over 1/2 inch and from the bottom 1/2 inch in. You're going to want to do this as a very light mark, and the best way to do this is to put your pencil at the place that you want to mark and just turn your pencil a little bit, and it will create a very small mark for you to be able to find your line. Once you have those two spots, go ahead and with a very, very light touch, easiest way is to hold it by the eraser, you're going to make an extremely light line. This light line is your guideline or construction line, which you should remember from DDP. And you're going to repeat that on all 4 sides. Remembering that you want to have your dots spaced out far apart so that you have the straightest potential line. If you happen to have your points too close together, it gives it a lot of chance for a high degree of error and a line that is no longer straight. Once you have created your border, the next step is to connect corner to corner and create a dark, crisp object line. Remember, an object line is a single stroke dark line that highlights where you actually want the line to appear. It should not be multiple lines, and it should not be dark in one spot versus than another one. So starting at one corner, we're going to connect it to the other corner, and it should look similar to that. Single stroke, crisp, dark line. It is good to remember to have a very sharp pencil, as a dull pencil will give you a very thick line that is not accurate. The big key with all technical drawings is to be as accurate as possible. Once you have that completed, you can go ahead and move on to our title block. Now, our title block is a total of 3/8 of an inch from the bottom portion of the page. So that would be from here up. So you're going to start there, and you're going to measure 3/8 of an inch. And you're going to make a mark. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Once you have completed that, you can then move forward create your title block. The next thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to measure 1/8 of an inch up from the absolute bottom border, and then another mark at 2/8 of an inch up, or 1/4 inch. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. The important thing to remember with this is that you want extremely light, super fine guidelines. The reason for this is because this will only be used to show us where to be writing our information. It's a guideline for our information. That's it. And then, second one. And that's all you're going to do with that. Now we're going to divide this up into the different blocks that we need for information. We're going to start off with your left-hand side, and that is going to be 3 inches. So all you're going to do is take it and measure 3 inches. A good rule of thumb is don't try and use the end of a ruler. Just find a whole inch point and start measuring from there. So right here I'm going to start at 7, and I'm going to go 6, 5, and 4. And I'm going to put a mark right there. And then, being as accurate as possible, you're going to just make a straight, crisp, single stroke object line at that point. The next thing you're going to do is from the right hand side, you're going to make 2 blocks that are 1 inch big each. So you're going to line that ruler up. You're going to put your pencil at the 1 inch marking, and then another one at 2 inches. And you're going to complete that block by doing another crisp object line. Trying to make it as straight as possible. The next part is to fill in all of the information that you need. And your left-hand side is going to be your name. Your name should be last name, first initial. So it's going to be last name, all caps, because no matter what we're doing, whenever we're writing or doing any type of information block on a drawing, it's always going to be in all cap lettering. So there's your name. On the entire right side, you're going to be doing the date. Now the date is going to be as a 3 or 4 letter abbreviated month, the date, and then the year. So in this instance, it's going to be September . Good eraser will come into play. So SEPT for September, and today is 1. When you're writing a number on any technical drawing, make sure that you do it as clearly as possible so that everybody knows that it's a 1. And then we're going to go with the 2-digit abbreviation for 20. So September 1, 20. Now, in this block right here, we are going to be putting our scale. So for now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to write scale, as this is a notes page only. When we're writing a scale, ultimately it's going to be written in such a way that is a ratio. So if we were going to write this as a ratio, and let's say it's a half scale, what it would be written in is 1/2 inch colon to 1 inch. 1/2 inch to 1 inch. What that's showing is that any line drawn on here on the inside of this technical drawing would be considered, for every 1/2 inch on here, it would be a 1 inch in real life. This is how we're able to scale up or scale down drawings to make them fit on a piece of paper and make it so that people can actually read it, as well as measure off of it if there is a measurement missing. In this center block, it's going to be our title block. The way that we put our title is always going to be centered, and again, in all caps. If you did this correctly, you should have a 5-inch center block. What you're going to do is you're going to divide it in half. So 2.5 inches in, you're just going to place a very light marking. And that is the center of whatever you're writing. So in this instance, we're just going to write title. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look at it and say, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The center letter is your T. So that T is going to be split right here. Down the center is where it's going to be on your technical drawing. If you had 2 words, so let's just write 2 words. What you have is 1, 2, 3. You have to count your space, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So half of 9 is 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then here's your fifth letter. So again, the center would be there. If you have 10, then it would be between the letters. But since this is 9 letters, it would break that W directly in half. So we're going to write title. And we're going to start with this T right in the center. So that is going to be the first thing you draw. And I say draw because no matter what you're doing on a technical drawing, whether it is going to be doing letters or anything else, it is a form of drawing. You want these to be extremely accurate and cleanly done so that it can convey the information that's necessary. Once you've written that center T, you can go through and create the rest of the letters around it to form this word. Taking your time to create the title. This is a completed and properly done border and title block. Now the last thing that we're going to do is we are going to put in some general notes for you so that you can easily understand and recreate this without any issues. So your border is 1/2 inch away from the side. And that's for all 4 sides. This entire space right here for your title block is going to be 3/8. Each of these lines is 1/8. Put in these notes so that you have this information for yourself later. This block right here from the end of this border to this base right here. You know what, I'm going to make this, because again, remember, no matter what you're doing on a technical drawing, you want it to try and be as neat as possible. This is 3 inches. And on this side, each of these is 1/2 inch. So go ahead, fill in those dimensions, and then you'll have a good reference for the next time that you have to create this. If you have questions, email me or utilize Microsoft Teams, and I will be more than happy to help you with this.